The internet has its own folklore. Stories born in the digital ether that blur the line between fantasy and a terrifying reality. This is the story of a username, a bullet, and an advertisement that should never have been seen. To understand this story, we must go back. Before social media, before algorithms curated our reality. The early 2000s internet was a new frontier, a digital Wild West. It was a land of anonymity, where usernames were masks and you could be anyone you wanted. In this landscape, communities flourished based on the most niche interests. And one of the most fascinating communities was built around a forum for retired military personnel. This was a private, members-only space. A place for men and women who had served to share stories without judgment, to discuss tactics, and to find camaraderie after leaving the service. The culture was one of earned respect, shared experience, and a deep understanding of a world most civilians never see. It was in this environment that our main character emerged. His username was Rocinante_2, a reference to Don Quixote's horse, a symbol of weary but enduring service. From the beginning, he commanded respect. His posts were lengthy, intelligent, and authoritative. He spoke with the confidence of someone who had been there. He discussed surveillance techniques, operational security, or OPSEC, and the psychological aspects of field work. He wasn't just a grunt, he presented himself as someone from intelligence, perhaps special forces. He was a mentor figure. Younger members asked him questions, and he gave detailed, thoughtful answers. He was a pillar of this digital community. But pillars can hide shadows. His username was Rocinante_2, a reference to Don Quixote's horse, a symbol of weary but enduring service. From the beginning, he commanded respect. His posts were lengthy, intelligent, and authoritative. He spoke with the confidence of someone who had been there. He discussed surveillance techniques, operational security, or OPSEC, and the psychological aspects of field work. He wasn't just a grunt, he presented himself as someone from intelligence, perhaps special forces. He was a mentor figure. Younger members asked him questions, and he gave detailed, thoughtful answers. He was a pillar of this digital community. But pillars can hide shadows. And then, the breach. A new user, with zero history, posted a message that was so utterly out of place, it was like a scream in a library. It was an ad. An ad for a service that was never named, using the acronym that was, until now, a private joke or a hidden signal. The post was live for minutes before a moderator deleted it. But on the early internet, minutes were enough. Screenshots were taken. The forum erupted in confusion. Was it spam? A joke? But Rocinante_2's reaction was the most telling. He didn't express confusion. He expressed anger. He called it a silly recruiting ad that was posted in the wrong place. His irritation wasn't at the ad's existence, but at its amateurish placement. The theory crystallized: what if Rocinante_2 was a manager, a facilitator? And this was a rookie recruit who had disastrously posted a classified ad on the main board instead of a private channel? The digital mystery soon collided with the real world with terrifying force. A member of the forum, a photographer named Angelo J. Vega, was found murdered in his Florida apartment. The official story was a botched robbery. But the details were odd. Little was taken. There was no signs of a struggle. For a community already on edge, the coincidence was staggering. Then, the final act. Rocinante_2 announced he was terminally ill with cancer. Soon after, a post appeared from his daughter, announcing that Milton J. William had passed away. The community mourned. Internet sleuths, however, got to work. The story was clean. Too clean. The death of Milton J. William provided a perfect ending. But for many, it felt like a narrative device. The ultimate act of operational security, faking your own death to disappear completely. So, where does the truth lie? Let's weigh the evidence. The hoax, the skeptics view Rocinante_2 was a brilliant writer and a masterful troll. He saw a forum of knowledgeable people and crafted the perfect story for them. He built a character, seeded clues, the bullet photos, and created a legendary mystery for his own amusement. The murder of Angelo Vega was a tragic, unrelated coincidence. The death of Milton J. William was his final, masterful stroke, the perfect way to exit the story he created, leaving behind an unsolvable myth. He is the ultimate unreliable narrator. The reality, the believers view the evidence is all there. The specialized knowledge. The use of precise military jargon. The reaction to the ad wasn't the reaction of a storyteller whose plot was ruined, it was the reaction of a professional whose operation had been compromised. The murder of a connected individual is a warning sign that cannot be ignored. The perfectly timed death and the slightly off obituary are classic signs of an intelligence agency exfiltration from a life, a way to give a deep cover asset a final exit. The simplest explanation is often the right one: he was exactly what he appeared to be. The Lake City Quiet Pills myth endures because it is the perfect digital ghost story. It exists in the liminal space between fact and fiction, fueled by anonymity and the terrifying plausibility of its core idea. It preys on our fear that the digital world isn't just a mirror of our own, but a shadow world where anything is possible for the right price. There may never be a definitive answer. And perhaps that's the point. The myth is more powerful than any truth could be. It serves as a permanent warning and a monument to the early internet's power to create legends that can never truly be killed.